Hi, hey, welcome to Mrs. B's Brainy Beats. So from my intro, you can probably tell I'm very excited about my trip to Finland. And some of you might be wondering, well, why are you going to Finland? Like, what's the big thing with that? And so to that, I say there's two versions. There is the simplified version, which I can give you, and then you can be done with the video. But there's also my long talker, extended edition, all the juicy details version. And for that, I am definitely your girl. Okay, so the simplified edition is just that it's my two biggest passions combined into one in life: travel and education mixed together. The end. Okay, so now for those of you who want to hear the extended edition, so with those two passions, we can travel all the way back to the fact that my husband and I, shout out to Mr. B, woo woo, we have been married for 8 years, and we have been super fortunate enough to travel to at least one different country every year we've been married. And if you rewind back to 2013, we were able to go to Uganda, and I was able to spend a month there where I participated in a teacher training where we trained teachers, but then we learned so much from the teachers as well, and we just collaborated to just talk about best strategies. And some of my strategies I use in the classroom, I learned from that trip. And one of the biggest takeaways I got from that was just how much we can learn from each other globally, even if our school systems are like night and day different. So now fast forward to today, or this year, and some of you might be wondering, okay, but why Finland? Why are you traveling there? And that comes from over the past few years, many of you might have seen as well, just all the headlines about Finland's education system, and headlines, TED Talks, different research articles that just really intrigued me and inspired me. But it wasn't until, look, let me get this, I was reading this book, World Class Education, in my master's program this past year, that I really felt like I want to go see this system in action. Like, you hear all these great things about it, but what does this system actually look like? So for those of you who aren't as familiar with the Finnish education system, or why I would want to go visit it, basically they've been in the like top tier of like schools on all these international benchmarks like since the early 2000s. And what is really cool about that, though, because I personally don't really love all the formal assessments, but what's really cool about them being in the top is that their system itself does not focus on formal assessments. If I remember correctly, it's that the only huge like universal formal assessment they have is actually like at the end of their schooling. And so during this whole time, they're just doing the like diagnostic assessments their teachers are creating and distributing. And additionally, their students don't go to formal schooling until they're 7 years old, and before that they're given universal preschool, but even that is play-based up until they're 7. And then when they're 7, it's still more like inquiry-based and exploration and experiences. And so it's just super inspiring. So I'm just really excited to be learning from them, because as a kindergarten teacher, I want my students to experience play and inquiry and exploration, and to be able to learn from an entire system that's doing that is just really exciting. I'm just so thrilled to be able to try to do that, and then to be able to share whatever I learn. I think what's really cool is they mentioned in a world-class education, that it's not that other schools or districts are not doing this as well in isolation almost, but that an entire system is doing this and doing it really well. I think is really cool to be able to learn from. And not saying that they're perfect, like everybody has their challenges, but they're obviously, they have been working hard to make sure that policies and systems are set into place to have an incredible education system. Okay, so now I am going to Finland. I leave on Saturday and I am excited. I'm a little bit nervous, and I just really wanted to open up the invitation to any of you. If you have any questions about the Finnish system, I'd love to be your little researcher while I'm there and just ask questions that you might have for the educators, for administrators, anything like that. Ask away. Put it in the comments below. Comment on my story on my Instagram, or even private message me if you don't want to put it out in public comment, and I'm happy to try to figure that out and answer the questions that you have as well. And additionally, if anybody has any recommendations, I will be in the 3 largest cities while I'm there, mostly learning, so I don't have a ton of time to go explore, but there is a little bit of extra time, so any recommendations as well. All right, next video, I will probably be in Finland. Have a great day. Bye.